Oh my. Probably should have finished this run yesterday. Let me see here. Probably should have finished it yesterday because this is probably not going to even take more than an hour. Now, what were we doing? I guess we're going to go to World 3 now and clear that out. Now, when I say clear it out, I mean like just run from one end of the room to the other.
No, I can tell you. No.
Alright, so I don't think... Yeah, I have everything. I set the run up the last time, so... We're right to World 3. Making sure that my controller's still not messing up. Trying to be careful. I need to kill him so when I come back through it, I don't have to worry about him again. Weapon is almost strong enough to kill an enemy in 2 hits. Means I didn't stat myself well enough. I should have more strength than I normally do. I think I gave myself more stamina just so I could swing more. Now a leisurely elevator ride. I need some elevator music. I mute myself every now and again because I'm eating like some little peanut butter crackers. You know what I forgot to do is check to see if this weapon does direct damage. I imagine it does. Because my loadout is such a way that I could probably get the Master's Ring and do some extra damage with it. Yep. It does direct damage. When I'm done here, I'm gonna go get the ring. So that's where you fall. Huh. What an interesting thing. I'd never noticed it before. I usually never notice that guy fall down here, so kind of interesting. He usually falls, but he usually falls in an area where you can't find his body. Alright, I'm running this way because it's just safer. You don't have these guys able to gang up on you as much. Got to be very careful with those guys. They have a pursuit attack. When you run away from them, they can lunge. Kill him. That way he doesn't try to get you from here. Pop souls while I'm waiting. Don't push any button except the front joystick. And then you can back into the corner right here and it'll make the one floating up here, the one gargoyle floating up here, just fall. This specific corner, he only does it with that one. I almost want to say the one that you do for the first tower does the same thing, but I may be wrong. Now he's following me, so I gotta be very careful. He usually will follow all the way up here. Yeah, he lands almost all the way up here all the time. He'll follow you this way too. In fact, I'm pretty sure this guy right here will now follow me all the way over here, and he lands right in the center. Same. Except that he's kind of confused because his AI is very far away from his spawn point. Like, once he gets too far away, he has a lot of trouble trying to find you. Oh, I forgot I picked up those. Am I going to be able to catch him before he gets to the top? I think so. Generally, I always kill him when his back is turned, so that way I don't have to get blasted in the face. That guy always likes to abuse hyper armor. Now, the last time I did this, I accidentally fell to my death almost. So let's try not to do it this time. I'll get this Old Spice down here while I'm at it. Really worth best drop of Old Spice in the game. It's kind of like in 1.3, there's like a drop of, I think it's either 8 or 9 full moon grass just sitting on a corpse, just a ways from the penetrator fight. So I always get that one because it's really useful. That was a sideway roll, totally not intended. I need to cut his tail off because he can do shit in the air that I don't want him to do. Oh, that's fine. Jerry, you alright? Jerry? Ah. Whatever. He's running away, or while he's doing that, I'm gonna go buff. I want enough more. I need more damage to cut his tail off. These guys. They're kind of derpy when you get behind them. That too. They also like to land in really, really stupid places. There we go. And they like to do that too. Just do derp stuff. Thieves' Ring doesn't actually change their behavior that much. They lose sight of you really, really quickly, and sometimes they'll just fly away. But they're derpy just by default. They're derpy without me wearing the ring. I don't need to reapply my buff, I think. I just need him to go somewhere on a platform and land again. Can you land? That direct damage, though. Yeah, he's like landing on top of one of the pillars now. Man. Could you not? Take a drink while I'm waiting for him to come back. Here he comes. I think this may be it. Whoa, he stopped short. That's kind of weird. Alright. I don't like the way that this item is placed. 300 and something souls off from 42069. Oddly enough, these guys have a little bit more HP than the ones down in the swamp. Or the blood bank. The lore behind that heart is the old monk is pumping blood out of his castle from the massacre, and he's pumping it down into the swamp. It's like Bender from Futurama trying to pump some blood out of a person's basement. I need a heart. Yeah, I gotta pump some blood out of a guy out of a basement. Except in this game, that heart is also a demon. Very much like Berserk, kind of. The way that there were demons in that game, or in that manga, that were specifically for breeding other demons or creating demons. They were probably made of people. I don't even need this, but I want to kill him just to get it. Alright. This guy's kind of a meme lord. He runs faster than the... He's a player character. He's generated just like a character, your character is. But he runs faster than you. He walks faster than you can physically walk. It's really cheap. But I'll just spam R1. Pretty much the go-to strategy for everything in this game. Oh yeah, he also has the Insanity Catalyst, but he doesn't really do anything with it. I think he may have used it to cast, like, some kind of weird buff on himself. Not really sure. You see him usually flip it out when you enter the room. Well, that was easy mode. I'm surprised I went through that so easily. Usually, the man-eaters give me a lot of trouble. That was very tame in comparison. I think the last time I was at the man-eaters, it took maybe like 10 minutes to fight them because they kept flying away. Yeah, that's a pretty good damage up. Let's go back here real quick. I don't think I picked up the... I'm pretty sure I did not pick up the Master Ring, but I might as well get it now, since I'm going that way. Or I should just go kill Melentia and get the ring from her. I mean Meralda, my mistake. Melentia's from Dark Souls 2. This is your hourly reminder that I don't like Dark Souls 2. Let's go back to Meralda and kill her. Get her armor and her ring. 2 for 1. Now all we have left is also World 5. I went through World 5 the first time just to get the weapon. But I didn't feel like fighting the Leechmonger because my weapon was unupgraded. You do very little damage to him with an unupgraded weapon. Plus, I didn't level up either, so it would have been even more obvious that he could have probably two-shot me with an unupgraded character. Because he's He's not overtly dangerous. It's just that his moveset is really weird. Like, there's a lot of unconventional wind-ups in this game where you can't tell for sure that a boss can do something. Like, for example, the Vanguard can step on you, but you have no way of knowing that unless you've been stepped on him before. Like, there's physically no tell for him when he steps on you. He just sort of steps on you when he's walking. He doesn't have like a large wind-up where he's gonna stomp you. I hit somebody. It counts. And it's the same with the Leechmonger. His hitboxes precede his attacks, or some of his attacks. You'll get hit before you actually see the physical blow.
I have you now, wretched traitor to the king. I, Meralda, shall show you no mercy.
I'm ready. I'm ready for your no mercy showing, ma'am. Ma'am? Damn. Beefy. Why step when he can sit? Yeah. Well, he does have a, the sit attack, but his sit attack is obvious. I'm just saying when he sidesteps or straddles to get to you, he'll stomp on you sometimes. It usually is if you're standing behind him, it happens. That's generally when it happens. I don't even need these, but I'm collecting them. Free grass. Look at all that grass. This game is all about farming, you guys. So many people tell me this game's about farming, so clearly the game's about farming. Technically, that was considered farming. I'm very funny, I know. Wow, that just went right through you. Hold on a second. Extra Danny. Nice, Sue. I think that may have been a counter hit though, because he was in the beginning of his attack animation. You like world tendency of areas? Yeah, I like this. I like the event areas. Which one is my favorite? Well, it's not exactly a world event, but you know how when you enter World 4, and if you're not in Pure White World, you see Satsuki up on a pillar or up above the archway going into the shrine. You can shoot him with an arrow, and he'll react by running out of range, so you can't hit him again. It's like I like the fact that the developers actually put that in there in case somebody actually tried to kill him. I'm kind of wondering if you're able to kill him with a single arrow if you Clever Rat Ring Morium Blade him. I feel like that isn't really possible. I don't think he has enough physical health to, or I think he has enough health to take one hit. Because you can't shoot him subsequent times. You can only shoot him once before he walks away. Alright, let us now go through here much faster than we did the first time. Also, let's see here. Royal Lotuses and fire bombs. We're going to need the fire bombs for the rats. Three is usually enough, but if it's not enough, it's not enough. Now, if we stand here, he pushed me. Rude. away! Frame counter? Frame trapping me. What is this, a fighting game? You tried that in 1.4 to get through the gate? I gotta be, like, really, really close to them to take advantage of the mastering, it seems. Yeah, like, if I'm not facing the right way, I get half damage, it seems. Alright. Fire bombs. Courtesy of that one guy. This should hit most of them. Yep. I think I missed, yeah, I missed one. Nice. Look at all these shards of Arkstone we get for free. And step out for a second and let the rock fall. We're gonna lure Big Boy. See if we can. I think it's about right here. There we go. Way safer just to lure him back into a room. You can fight him. There we go. Sometimes the dudes up above will drop down too, so you gotta be kind of careful of that. Out of the way, please. Thanks. Checking to make sure I don't get followed. Oh yeah, yeah, that would definitely be very handy. Less HP gained from NPCs. Especially in, like, the Black Phantom NPCs. Satsuki, no, you have way too much health. He has too much health in new game. It's really annoying how much health he has. And not only that, he does, like, this really, really overpowered running R1 attack that will pretty much melt your face. Hey, DA. Whoops. I should have buffed when I came in, or before I came in. Leechmonger has a homing leech ball attack. That's not a bad thing. It's just that there's one particular leech ball that is incredibly persistent. Let's just stand here and wait for him to do his... There we go. Holy smokes, this ring is good. Good God, the ring helps. I'm very surprised by how good that ring is. Especially on this weapon. Poggers, man. I think what I might do is play Dark Souls after this. No. If I can get through the run, anyway. If I can get through the run, I'll play Dark Souls. I guess like a no-death run or something in Dark Souls also. I've been meaning to go through Dark Souls for a while now, but... I just don't like Dark Souls as much as Demon Souls. Make the emote a Grinch? That could be done. Now we go the easy route, because that way you only encounter one NPC, one Phantom, and that's it. Yep. Get on there, please. Oh, this is the worst scythe. I always do that. I always think I'm picking up grass, but I pick up the war scythe instead. There's the grass. More grass. I think that's the Phantom right there. She can't see me because I'm wearing the thief's ring. She would have already seen me, probably. Yeah, there she is. Oh, no! Walking right toward me. If she saw me, she would have been running. You prefer Demon Souls as well? Yeah, Demon Souls, that is... The atmosphere is what gets me. Dark Souls has atmosphere, but it feels kind of like that atmosphere only exists because of Demon Souls. If that makes any sense? It almost feels like it's trying to mimic Demon Souls in some instances. But then there's also like extrapolations. Like it feels like though Demon Souls feels very grounded in reality, I know there's some fantastical elements that kind of break that veneer. But in Dark Souls, I think they just took that dark fantasy setting aesthetic and ran with it. Yeah, I know. Demon Souls started it all. So it's kind of like... I always get triggered when people call Demon Souls a Dark Souls beta. Because it's like, well, if it's a Dark Souls beta, why isn't it called Dark Souls? Ha 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 ha. It's not funny, but, you know. It gets, I understand people don't mean anything offensive by it, usually. In Demon Souls, running through a swamp was a new and interesting thing. Kind of had to get your guard up for it. And then in every other Souls game after that, it's just a copy-pasta of Demon Souls. No big deal. No big deal at all. In Demon Souls, being poisoned means you actually have to heal the poison before you heal. In Dark Souls, poison doesn't affect your healing at all. You can just continue healing. It's almost like the contingency I have for like describing these games is that Demon Souls feels more like an RPG with some sort of action orientation to it, and then Dark Souls sort of just drops some of the RPG elements, and then you get further into the games and they become less RPG and more action. That's what anyway it feels like to me. A lot of the games just feel like they're not trying to be RPGs anymore and they're trying to be action. I would very much like for them to remaster this game. I'm waiting for Bluepoint to confirm that the game that they're working on in secret is Demon Souls Remaster. I'm just waiting for them to say something about it already. Yeah, I think that's a really cool mechanic that I don't understand why they took it out in the next games. Probably because this game was more obvious that there were platforms everywhere to get you out of the poison. But in Dark Souls, there's just less of that. I mean, like, you get 2 areas in the entire game that have poison. And then this game, this area is perpetually poisoned, except for, like, the first part of it. And then the next part is plague. It's like, that's cool. I like the idea that they're playing with forms of evil. And how the way poison is a very good theme for that. The idea that you're stepping in muck that eats away at you and stuff. What's the second place for poison? In Dark Souls, it's Izalith. The area below the Izalith ruins with all the Chaos Eaters, the muck down there poisons you. Most people don't really go down there, though. It's because nobody cares. Nobody goes out of their way to do Siegmeyer's questline. He's alright. I'm just saying he's kind of a far way out of the way. Oh, he actually got me with that stupid attack that has no wind up. Okay, I forgot to mention him. He has an attack that, you know, applies flies to you. You don't really know that he can do that, though, unless you've been hit by it. It's kind of like there's no tell. It doesn't look like an attack. Hey, Thor. How goes it? I should continue my New Game Plus run, too, at some point.
Leave us, Slayer of Demons.
But I don't like playing this game back-to-back most of the time. I like playing through it, like,
wretched.
occasionally.
There is nothing here for you to pillage or plunder. Please, leave quietly.
Please, leave quietly. I need to make an emote for Estrella. Maybe garlic? Garl Vinland also? Garlic, vinegar, and maiden ashtray. No, that's pretty good damage.
You abandoned us long ago. What right do you have? We live humble lives.
I need him to step away from that zone. I don't need him walking away into the muck. So I'm baiting him into attacking me, and it steps him forward. Because if he goes back for a certain distance, he will run to the swamp and try to heal. See, like that? If you back away too far when he's low in health, he will try to heal. Give me your shield. There we go. And now I hope this doesn't over encumber me. It didn't. It did. That's what I figured. It's fine. We're very close anyway. I'll level up my endurance and then I can carry everything.
You killed him, didn't you?
Didn't you?
Very well. I can no longer resist you. Do as you like. Take your precious demon soul.
I always leave my leave time to let her talk. Heal a little. See, when you're plagued or poisoned, you take your healing is cut in half, or the effectiveness of your healing is cut in half. In Dark Souls, like I said, if you're poison or toxic in that game, she can't heal with the swamp though. He can heal in the swamp. He can run down into the swamp and apply a miracle. She can heal herself also. She does like a regeneration miracle. If you try to shoot her from a distance, she'll start healing herself. Oh, you thought the swamp healed her. Not really sure. Her character model doesn't walk. She doesn't stand up. She just sits there. She's like sitting in the swamp, but the way her character model is that she doesn't move. She just stays right there. You see, yeah, he can heal. He can heal up on the ground, and he can also run away into the swamp and heal. You don't want him to run away into the swamp though, because a thing about this game that's not obvious is that the NPCs, why can't she move? They didn't program her to move. She probably doesn't even have working legs. I've never really understood why she doesn't move. She just sort of stands there and gets hit. She'll gesture like she's going to attack you. She can do God's Wrath, and she can heal, but she can't do anything other than God's Wrath, and that's about it. What about the NPCs? I was gonna say the phantoms that are in this muck, they don't get encumbered by the muck like the player character can. So while you're running like half sprint through the muck like you're fat rolling or something, they run full sprint. They don't even get impeded by it. He's one of them also. He can run all the way away from you at a distance that you can't catch up to him in time for the heal to break. At least in this game, when enemies are healing, you can still stagger them out of healing. As opposed to like in Dark Souls 3, where when an enemy heals in front of you, you literally can't do anything about it because the heal is just instantaneous. But in this one, it takes like 5 or 6 seconds for them to like do a miracle. It's really... It's handy enough. I guess if I had like my bow equipped, I could have shot him with a bow to get him out of the animation. But other than that, that was why more or less, that was why I was trying to keep him up there. I was trying to juke him into attacking. Because when you make him walk forward on you, he's less likely to run away. Because I've had him run away several times on me when I got him down to a certain value.
Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel.
That should be enough. It is. Good. Alright. Get that. This. That. Yeah, I'll keep these equipped. Alright, time to go fight King. I gotta get better at running through the first encounter with the Blue Drake. My problem is that I mistime the running cycle, so I will almost always get caught by the Drake's fire. I'm trying to figure out when is the... I've been trying to figure out when is the appropriate time to run during that animation. Because, like, the trick is to get the Drake to blow fire into the same place twice, so you don't get hit. But I'm generally pretty bad at timing it. Can you quit out? No. Because he's always there. I can try quitting out, though. Now that I think about it. I haven't really thought about trying it, but I guess I can try it. I don't think I really need to, though. I have enough health that I'll survive at least one hit from him. I'm luring out the red-eyed knight that stands right there. He always hears you when you hit that corner. Hey, that wasn't a full hit. What the hell? That was weird. So what I normally do is I stand there and let the Drake kill the first fat minister. Generally. Huh, maybe that is a thing. I don't know. I forgot that he just sweeps in. Hold on a second. So first we'll summon him. And then I'll reload. I've never really tried this, so he may still just be sitting here. Yeah, he's still here. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to step closer and trigger him. And I'm going to reload again. And seeing if maybe just reloading right there just resets his aggro. It probably will, but it's probably not going to be anything substantial. That's just a hypothesis, though. I'm going to assume he's just going to be right in the middle of attacking again. Because I'm safe right where I am next to the box. Yep. He just goes right back to attacking. Okay. Let's get my panic heal out in case he actually does hit me. Which is probably going to happen. Alright, so wait a second. And then the moment you see the breath approach... Damn it. I was too fast. I need to wait, what, one more second? There we go. What? I need to see where that safe spot is. I don't know where the safe spot is. There's a safe spot underneath him, but I don't know where it is. I want to say it's like one of these corpses. Like right here. Let me see here. No. Here? No. Yeah, there is no safe spot. I wasn't sure if there was. That's why I have this grass. I'm testing. Ah, I tricked them into going the other way. Nice. Okay, so there isn't a specific safe spot where you're safe from his fire underneath him. He reshifts himself. But I somehow tricked him into bathing the other direction. I'm fine with that. This is more or less why I have New Moon Grass equipped. Because he does pretty good amount of damage with his breath. And then I usually stop to let him start blowing fire. He'll go from left to right and right to left. Try safe spots while doing a permadeath run. I know, right? That's how I roll. I like testing things. I shouldn't test them during a no-death run, but I'm going to wait for him to go from right to the left. Should have enough space to get below him. There we go. Since I saved Ostrava, he's here now. He'll die the moment I walk by. Because he's so sad that I didn't speak to him that he kills himself right then and there. He didn't talk to me. Come here. I don't feel like fighting him, so I'm just gonna trick him with a shiny thing and run away. Two dudes, two dudes, two dudes. Human-powered elevators. See, in Demon Souls, they actually justify the way the elevator works. These guys power the elevator, and all the elevators in Stonefang are actually used for excavation. And then in Dark Souls, elevators just magically work. There's no explanation as to how they work, and the only people who seem to use them are you. Kinda just felt like the world didn't really make any sense. But maybe that was the point. I don't know. I felt like the world design in Dark Souls is cool and all, but some of the mechanics in that game are just like there because you're in a video game. You can walk right in and he won't see you. So this is the perfect time to buff. Do a thing. Okay. Okay. Ooh, perfect. The punish attack. Whenever he does this attack, you get extra damage. He actually takes counter hit for that attack. It's really interesting that he does. Just don't stand too close to him. He does like this weird gap closing attack that's almost instantaneous and you can't really prepare for it very well. Hey, what? Diagonals? I ran out of stamina? About here? There you go. Oh no! He wasn't sure what he was doing there. What are you doing? He did it like. Whoa, I rolled late. At least with a hammer, I stagger him more often. There we go. The DLC elevators didn't make any sense. Yeah, in the DLC, it felt like they just like abandoned all logic and said magic. Magic as a main way of just waving that stuff away. I hand wave away my world design by saying magic. And then even the later Demons Dark Souls games are just guilty of that. World design doesn't feel like actual worlds. They just felt like video games. I think that may be one of the complaints I had about Dark Souls, is that the world doesn't really feel convincing. It just feels like they were retreading Demon Souls, but they thought, how can I make this more fantastical, but not show that I'm copying Demon Souls? You can just copy my work. Just make it look like you didn't do it though. And then somebody else will respond to me saying, that's not the point. That's not the point at all. It's Dark Souls. Get good, scrub. Lol.
Surely you have seen for yourself pain, suffering.
You're supposed to get good at Dark Souls and not complain about elevators. Kind of like asking for a plot in a Transformers movie. You're not supposed to watch Transformer movies for the plot. Supposed to be impressed by the visuals and the fancy graphics. Hard boss. I'm sorry. I had to concentrate really hard on that boss. Bosses aren't supposed to be gimmicks. They're supposed to be one-on-one boss fights where all you can do is dodge. I'm not gonna kill waifu.
My thanks.
Yeah, most days it's Dark Souls 2. Today it's time for elevators. Oh wait, I don't need to run. I can just stand here. Forgot about that. You just want the moment you walk out the door, it's just on a timer. Ooh boy, it's been a while since I've been able to actually physically confirm runs. Give me a second here, and I'll go to online now. I finally got the. I said this yesterday, but I got the private server connection set up. I usually don't go online though because one, there's nobody there, and two, I don't know if the UV server actually messes with world tendency. I want to say they change it on occasion. Hey, 17 people playing online today. That number doesn't add up, but okay. It says there's 17 on the US server, but there's not that many listed. You're not among them? Feels bad, man. Pepe hands. There are people here, they're offing themselves. Oh, the world, yeah. The, my Nexus was in pure black, but when I got here, my Nexus automatically changed. It was pure black, now it's gray. Doesn't make a difference though, there's no events here. Kind of an odd observation. All right, so I confirm my runs now, so I can just go to the stone. There she is. 3 hours almost. No death. Nice. Ooh.